Chairman Bayer, Vice Chair Lee, and distinguished members of the Joint Economic Committee, good morning. I'm a proud product of the New York City public school system, kindergarten through 12th grade, and a graduate of Brooklyn Tech High School, Cornell University College of Engineering, and Harvard Business School. I'm a founder of Vertex Partnership Academies, a new network of international baccalaureate high schools that we're opening in the Bronx next year. And for the last 10 years, I led a nonprofit network of public charter elementary middle schools in the heart of the South Bronx and Lower East Side of Manhattan, educating more than 2,000 students with nearly 5,000 on the wait list, primarily low-income Black and Hispanic kids. Our parents knew their children would likely face discrimination in their lives, but they chose our schools because they wanted their children to develop the skills and habits to become agents of their own uplift and build a better life, even in the face of structural barriers. In District 8, where our schools are, only 2% of the nearly 2,000 public school students beginning high school in the South Bronx in 2015 graduated ready for college 4 years later. By contrast, at our all-boys school in the South Bronx in 2018-19, nearly 70% of our students passed the state math exam. As we as a country have crucial conversations about racism, it is easy to forget that the racial disparities we are seeking to close now originate early in life, long before they show up as statistical gaps in financial wealth or home ownership or educational achievement. According to the Federal Reserve's 2019 survey of consumer finances, the wealth gap between Black and white Americans was $164,000. As a result, today's public discourse is dominated by the disempowering narrative that unless institutional barriers are removed, Black Americans will remain trapped in a perpetual cycle of economic victimhood. New York Times reporter Nicole Hannah-Jones argues that, quote, none of the actions we are told that Black people must take if they want to lift themselves out of poverty and gain financial stability, not marrying, not getting educated, not saving more, not owning a home, can mitigate 400 years of racialized plundering, end quote. Imagine you are a 12-year-old Black boy living in the South Bronx with aspirations of working hard to achieve the American dream. Yet you are repeatedly told there is nothing you can do individually to achieve that goal because you're Black. Not only does this message of hopelessness depress human motivation, it also ignores the tremendous public investment that has been made to fight poverty. US spending on poor children has increased 17-fold since the 1960s. Federal spending on means-tested programs is now more than $300 billion per year. Consumption-based measures place the US child poverty rate at less than 5% today. Yet the racial wealth gap does persist for certain communities. But what's interesting is that the same 2019 survey of consumer finances shows that when family structure and education are considered, on an absolute basis, the median net worth of Black, married, two-parent, college-educated households is nearly $220,000, and more than 3 times that of the typical white single-parent household, which is $60,000. That $160,000 gap is almost equal to the racial wealth gap we often discuss, but in reverse. As we consider strategies to create an opportunity society and upward mobility for people of all races, I submit to you the two-pronged philosophy we practice in our schools. Start early with the end in mind and study the success of those who have achieved excellence, not just equity. If we know there are factors beyond race, such as education and family stability, that can make a difference in generating wealth, we should promote empowering policies like school choice and launching national campaigns to encourage young people of all races to adopt a new cultural norm, encouraging education, work, and responsible parenthood in that order instead of defeatist messages. I look forward to your questions and thank you for this opportunity.